It's IBC 2022 and we're on the Broadcast Bionics stand and I'm joined by Dan. Hi Dan, how are you doing?
Hi, good to see you again.
So we are looking at a radio show here which is obviously now very visual, and you've got a product and a solution that enhances that experience.
Yeah, so for the last few years, Bionic Director has been very involved in taking classic radio content and using automated camera switching to allow that both to be streamed online, but also to be shared on social media.
Okay.
But as the streaming element of that becomes more popular, in particular in sports and news talk formats, people wanted to add more information and text and graphics to that as well. And so we've added a new product to that we call Context, which is sort of real-time rules and data that allows you to integrate RSS feeds, TCP feeds, now playing feeds, scores, etc., and build dynamic graphics very, very simply. So here we're seeing these four cameras being switched automatically as the people in the studio are speaking.
Yep.
But even through the audio decks now here, we can put in very simple information to
Okay.
upload from a web browser an image of a guest who might be not in the studio, but is coming down the line. But that information can also come from the rest of Bionic Studio, so the names of callers, etc. If we do have a guest down the line that we have envisioned, then again we can use the graphics to create a split kind of view.
Yeah. Okay.
So we can see both what's happening in the studio and the guest who's coming down the line. And there's a second major use of Context as well. So Context is used for streaming and sharing, but also now these other branding screens that we have here can also be controlled by Context.
Right,
so when you switch brands or shows, we can change what appears. Or if I have a caller here on the line, then I can also throw that up onto a screen in the studio as well. And now I in the studio can face John down the line and actually be talking to him. And a two-shot would show me speaking to him, or I can switch at home to show that. So these are quite sophisticated kind of graphics and moves that are controlling what you're sharing, what you're streaming, and what happens in the studio, largely happening automatically because of the logic and rules that you build inside Context, but also with a very simple web UI that the end user can upload graphics, make changes, or integrate with GPIO. So it's really taking visualization of camera switching to that next level of richness of information, professionalism, and hopefully enhancing something for those consuming it at home.
Yeah, and are you finding, or are your customers finding, the demand for visual radio is increasing?
Yes, and it's both visual radio and whatever we're going to call this hybrid audio experience, that it's now often a visualized podcast.
Yes,
it may
of
not
course,
be radio first, but it will be this hybrid audio content, which is being produced in an efficient radio workflow, but it's not necessarily based at feeding linear transmission. So yes, it's whatever the next hybrid generation of audio and video content is demanding that we use the techniques of radio visualization, but add these additional capabilities as well.
Yeah, and a much lower cost point than traditional broadcast, of course.
Yeah, and cost is important, complexity is important as well. So something that you don't need a lot of TV knowledge to do, a lot of complex equipment, a very simple workflow that a very small number of people who are focused on generating content can enrich that content directly themselves.
And is Context shipping now?
Context is shipping now, and it's in use actively now, yes, and so, yes, it's just Context, which sits on top of Bionic Director.
Fantastic. And people, if they're at IBC, can come to Hall 8 to see you. If they're not in Amsterdam, where's the best place?
We're just bionic.radio.
Fantastic, Dan, thank you very much indeed. Do check out the website for more information, and as we said earlier on, we've done a couple of other videos here with Dan on the virtual rack and other products, so check those out on our channel. For everything we've been doing at IBC, check out kitplus.com.